Hi, hello, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. I know it has been forever. I don't even remember the last thing that I uploaded. Also, just ignore my closet being a mess. This is what she looks like 24/7. This is how she's gonna stay looking, okay? I live in a concrete box. Life is good. Anyways, I don't remember the last video that I posted because it was probably something sad, possibly something filled with hope. I really have no idea what mental state I was in the last time that I uploaded a video. I'm doing my makeup, by the way. But yeah, probably not the most positive thing that I was talking about, I can imagine. So let's just talk about my life right now. What am I doing? How is life going? And, like the thumbnail says, I did indeed drop out of college. We're gonna talk about why, because I can and I feel like it. So right now I work as a registered behavior technician. I would say that it is probably the most controversial job that I have ever had, just because there's a lot surrounding the field. Basically, an RBT, or a registered behavior technician, is somebody who works with children who have autism and perform ABA therapy to these kids who have autism, which, if you know anything about old ABA, that would be quite a frightening career to be in. Even for me, like, I would not be working at my job if they were doing what people think that we do. Yes, it's highly compared to dog training. The history is not good at all. It's very negative. But I'm in this field and working for a company where their entire goal is to be no punishment based and just to really grow the field of ABA instead of continuing to practice old ABA techniques. Of course, there are still some companies that do practice old ABA. Not really the point of this video, though. Yes, I love my job. Parents tell me that I am making a positive impact. I get to see these kids, like, learn and grow, and it's really, really inspiring, and I really do love my job, and I love all of my kids. So much, okay? So that is what I do for work. I think last time I posted any sort of video, I was most likely working at a coffee shop. If you know, you know. If you don't, that's fine. A big chain coffee shop. Anyways, I was working at a coffee shop. I got this job because I really wanted a change in my life, and I really wanted to do something that felt like I was making a difference instead of just dealing with really annoying people all day, every day, which is kind of what I was just doing, you know, working at a coffee shop. Since getting this job, I decided to go back to college. You know, I said, hey, third time's a charm. And I was doing really, really well for a while. I've been there since January. It's currently June. And being there, it's been lovely. I get discounted tuition. So that is why I started college again. I also felt like I was just more knowledgeable about the kind of path that I was ready to take. I was ready to go into psychology, especially with working in a field that's very controversial and needs more growth. I really wanted to be able to contribute a lot to the community and learn from the autistic community of what we should be doing better throughout my process of getting my bachelor's in psychology. That was the goal. I have dropped out again. I do want to get into it because it's very, very fresh, and it was not an easy decision to really make for myself. I have never really felt like I've been suited very well with school. I've always felt like, even in elementary school, like school was not designed for somebody with my brain chemistry, the way that my ADHD processes things, the way that my depression will take me out of things, the way that I have this like giant fear of failure will also just naturally take me out of things. Like if I'm not automatically good at something, that's a problem, you know? And I've spent a really, really long time working on that sort of, these mental structures that I have created for myself. I'm trying to challenge them every day, right? And going to college was a part of that challenge. Being able to sit there and actually do schoolwork and succeed and do well is hard for me. For a lot of reasons. The ADHD being one, it's so hard for me to just stay focused on one topic for so long. When I tell you the only success that I had with these classes, hey, I had a 4.0. Hey, I wasn't doing bad in my courses at all. But the only way that I could successfully learn the material was, the assignments are due today. The assignments are due today, and I have no other choice but to get them done because I'm paying for classes. Why would I not want to get them done? So day of, I would open the textbook, which was all online, and it had like an e-reader option, so you could listen to it instead. I would listen to it in 1.75 speed while listening to a breakcore like silly goofy playlist on YouTube, because it's very fast and like sped up music. And I was like, obviously my brain has this inherent need for speed, because if it's not fast enough and it's not happening at the rate that I need it to be happening at, I'm not here. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not listening to you. Sorry. It just is how it is, and that's fine. So yes, I wasn't doing particularly bad in these classes, but I did start to realize, or start to debate a couple of things for myself. I realized that I'm spending a lot of money. In general, I'm not good with my money. I can spend so much so quickly. It is a problem that I am also more recently starting to work on. I'll keep y'all updated on my financial literacy journey, because I need someone to hold me accountable, and it's not going to be myself, and it's not going to be my boyfriend, because he's too busy holding himself accountable. It's a whole thing. Anyways, we're living life. We're balling. So, partially the money aspect, even though I was getting financial aid, it was still an extra $250 every month. Mind you, I don't just have like an extra $250 to be spending every month. Like, I was kind of scrounging for that money while paying for my rent and paying my car payment, and just, my dog is so expensive because he's such a sickly baby. He has to take medication every day. It's not that bad. He just has like the worst allergies that my vet has ever seen. Their words, not mine. It breaks my heart. He takes an anti-itch medication every single day. That medication is $90. That medication lasts a month, so it's $90 every month. He's also on special food, which is about $70 every month. And I also have a cat, because of course I would, and I also have a snake, which reminds me that I have to go get her food today, because Mama needs to eat. Anyways, I don't have an extra $250 anything to spend every month when I could be saving it or spending it on things that are like making me happy instead of spending it on something that's just adding stress to my life. Because why would it not be adding stress to my life? It's college. It's literally built and designed to be fucking stressful, to just see if you can handle the pressure. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong on that part. It doesn't feel like I'm wrong, because I've never met a college student who's been, like, breezing through college life. Never. I meet students who are struggling to do anything. Like, to do fucking anything. It's not easy out here, y'all. I don't blame anybody. I would never. I'm gonna use this lip color because it was the first one that I found in my little makeup drawer, and just mind you, it's not my favorite. So we're gonna work with what we've got. Basically, I'm lazy. So yes, money is a big aspect. The amount of stress it was adding on to me was another aspect. But it's honestly, I would say it's mainly the money. In my brain, like, I would much rather be making money at the job that I'm working, have the time to get a second part-time job if I want to, which was something that I originally wanted to do, to be able to pay off debt faster, to be able to save faster and become more financially stable faster, because I don't feel financially stable just like the rest of America at the moment. Because why would we feel stable in a world that's designed for rich people? Anyways, teehee. I hate it here. I will say that much. I do hate just life here on the planet, in society, which was created by us and continues to be peddled by us. But there's a weird line between being complacent or feeling like you're being complacent in society versus making change happen. And it's honestly incredibly difficult to make change happen on your own. It's not really feasible for most people, which is fine. But as long as we know that we are all suffering together, that makes me feel a little bit better. But hey, who knows? The biggest thing with money is I have a high yield savings account, and I would love to be able to add more money into it. But right now I'm not saving anything. One, because I'm overspending. Again, I'm not good with money. And two, because I forget about certain expenses. So I am going to start a financial planner to keep track of those expenses. And you might be thinking, if you did a financial planner, shouldn't you have done it while you were still in college to see if it was feasible for you to maintain college? The answer is yes and no. Technically, I did start looking into my finances, and that's when I came to the conclusion that even though I overspend, if I were to spend within my means, I would still be struggling because of that extra payment. And even then, I was just miserable and pushing for this grind set mindset of like, you have to have a 4.0, you have to have these good grades, because what else is there? Like, seriously, what else is there? If you don't have a degree and you don't have good grades, you don't have straight A's, you are doing something wrong. That was my mentality with it. An unhealthy one, for sure. But it was still my mentality that I was struggling to break out of. And I have struggled to break out of that my entire life. Because, like I mentioned in the beginning of this ramble of just me sitting here talking, making probably no sense whatsoever. I have been in college before, and I decided to go back for psychology because I love psychology and it's something that I'm very interested in. When I first went to college, it was based purely on a deal that I had with a family member to continue living at one of their properties for a discounted rate as long as I was in school. Which was an incredible deal, but I had no fucking clue why I was in school. And so I felt a lot of pressure to continue to stay in school, even though I didn't feel confident or comfortable in any aspect of the word. Just because, like, I was wasting money being in college for so long, having literally no clue what I wanted to do. My advisors would sit there and be like, well, do you want to do this or this? And I would go, I do not know. There is a gnat in here. That's gonna drive me crazy. Oh my god. Okay, so anyways, I went the first time primarily for my family and for my own stability and for the relationship that I was in at the time. And then when I realized, hey, I don't want to be doing any of this, I stopped going. And my family kind of encouraged the fact that I stopped going, but also encouraged me to figure out what I wanted to continue to go to school for. Like, when you go back to college, what do you want to go for? And so I started in video game design, and I had gotten a lot of shit for it. My family was like, why aren't you going into business? Why do you want to do video game design? Like, what kind of money are you going to make doing that? And I completely froze and decided to stop going to school for a minute, and then I went back to school for real estate until I realized that I was so miserable trying to get my real estate license. The concept of being a realtor would be me hitting like a low point in my life. Like, that is not something that I would ever just be like, I would love to sell people houses in this god-awful fucking economy right now. That's exactly what I want to do. I would have to be at a very low point in my life to actually say that I want to do that. And I was at a very low point in my life. And I ended up in the hospital due to an attempt to take my own life, and stopped going to my classes. I had to drop some of them. I went to treatment, and it was really hard to even consider going back to school after that. And I lied about going back, and I tried to go back, but was met with all of these different barriers that I could not get past. So when I finally started going to school again, getting accepted to a more prestigious program, getting into a scholars program, being able to create my own research project that they would pay for, and I would get to present all around the country, and I am being gifted all of these opportunities that people would probably fight for and that a lot of people will not get. And it does make me feel stupid having to leave school again. But here's my another sort of mental process that my brain goes through when I think about college and why I am there for psychology. So currently I'm in school. Technically, I'm still in the process of withdrawing from all of my classes and from the university itself. But I was getting a bachelor's in psychology because I love psychology and I love what I get to do for my job, and it's obviously very heavy in psychology, and I do feel like people who work with children with autism should have more training, and we don't. So might as well get myself educated, might as well train myself. So I was going to get a degree in ABA psychology. I loved that concept, but it's not like it was going to get me a raise or make me any more money during the process of getting my degree. So I was going to spend the next 4 years, 3 or 4 years, in college, getting a degree for ABA at the same job for the next 4 years. 3 or 4. Again, working off the same money that I've always been working off of. Like, not gaining much more. Raises, obviously, if I work at a company for 4 fucking years, I would love another raise. um, and our raises are based off of tenure, so I would be getting raises, but I would still be making the same amount of money that I've always made until I finally get my degree, and then I would be granted an even larger raise. However, it's not like I'm moving up in the company with having just a bachelor's. The only way for me to move up in the company is to get a graduate degree, which is entirely fine. But I don't want to spend my entire 20s in school. Fuck, I do not want to spend my 20s, like my early 20s, in fucking college. And that probably sounds crazy to some people and totally rational to other people. I love my life. I love my job. And I love my friends and the things that I'm doing. I'm getting out more and I'm going and I'm doing things. And I would love to have the time to be able to volunteer more and have the time to work with the community and be involved in my community and go out and enjoy more things and also just save more money in general. Like, it makes so much more sense to me for me to just live my life the way that it makes me happy. And when I'm not happy anymore, I'll just switch directions. And I don't know, maybe that's too chaotic, but for me it makes sense. Like, I could never work a job for the rest of my life if at some point I become oversatiated and I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I have to have a job for as long as it serves me and makes me happy and satisfied and fulfilled. And then once it's not doing any of that, that's when I can leave. That's when I can change which direction I want to go in. Right now, I'm an RBT, and that's how I want to stay, and I can't imagine myself doing anything else, which is why I went to school for it. But I just love having time to explore different avenues and to have hobbies. Because I don't know if you remember what it was like being in elementary school and middle school. For me, it was like primarily middle school, where I had hobbies. I did theater, I did choir, like I would doodle in my fucking journal 24/7. I would write fucking stories. Like I would write novels because I loved writing so much. And my teachers would be like, yes, keep doing this. When I would create art, my teachers are like, yes, keep doing this. Being in theater, keep doing it. And I never really realized it until I've reached this point in my life that I feel like I don't have any hobbies anymore. I'm not doing anything just to create. I'm rotting in my bed 24/7 if I'm not at work. I go to work and I love my life or I hate it. Depends on the day. It varies. And then I come home and I smoke and I do nothing. I chill. I used to read. You're actually propped up on my bookshelf full of books that most of them I have not read. So I have a lot of goals of just rediscovering things that I love. Like, I am so full of optimism. I am in a place of optimism. Do I think I could continue with college? Yes. I think I could thug it out. I think I could stress over it and lose my fucking hair because of how stressed I am. Just really trying to get it done. But I think it would make me miserable for a really long time until I do get it done. And I am the immediate gratification type of person, so if I'm not seeing the results that I want to be seeing, then I'm not going to do it. Which I should work on. Hey, we'll talk about that some other time. But right now I just want to rediscover my hobbies and things that I love doing. And if you have any book recommendations, I will gladly read them. I've already read the entire ACOTAR series. I'm waiting for the next book to be released. The Red Queen, Broken Throne, King's Cage, that series I've already read. I'm trying to think what else. Shadow and Bone, we're good on. But yeah, that's the genre I tend to stick to. I do love horror. So if you like horror books, send them over. But literally any book. I literally have a copy of... Oh my god, what do I have a copy of on my shelf right now? Hold on. That's crazy. I have The Bell Jar, I have Lolita, I have Lapvana. I have not read any of them. I should probably do that. So, rediscovering my hobbies, finding things that make me happy. I really just want to feel so fulfilled in my life socially and within my being, and I want to be connected to others. And I feel very isolated when I'm struggling in school and struggling with money, when I could be saving money and not struggling in school at all. Because I want a house to... Hey, I know I've talked for the past 25 minutes. I want to buy a house. So that is also a goal of mine. Yeah. We can rediscover things together. I think that's perfectly fine. If you're on a journey of discovering things that you used to like, or things that, you're like, I don't have any hobbies. I've never liked anything. I'm here. I'm with you. I'm working with you. We can do this together, because hobbies are hard. Finding things you like, things that you love, is so fucking hard. And for no reason. So we'll just make it easy. We'll just pick something up every week. Try it. If we like it, we like it. If we don't, we don't. That's okay. And we can just keep doing it until we find our thing, our niche, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Maybe we'll do an exciting challenge of some sort to just sort of get us out of the house and out of this constant doom scrolling cycle, which is also partially why I like recording with my phone, because I don't have the opportunity to doom scroll for a while. So hey, I'm here for it. If we want to do something, we're gonna do something. Let's get it done. Right now I'm gonna go look over all of my finances and I'll update y'all on a financial planner, but for now, that is all that I have. I honestly could have ended the video 15 minutes ago, but I was born to yap, so I shall yap. Okay, I love y'all. Thank you for being here and existing within my space and listening to me, because I don't have a lot to say. That's not true. I have a lot of nothing to say. So, I will see you guys in my next video, hopefully about financial planning. Wish me luck.